Hello and welcome into McDonough Arena on the campus of Georgetown University for today's women's volleyball matchup featuring the Providence Friars squaring off against the Georgetown Hoyas. Hello everyone, I'm Monica Moore. So glad you are joining us on a chilly afternoon for some great volleyball as the Big East season now going through the second round of play. Let's take a look at our conference standings so far. Creighton at the top of the standings, they are undefeated on the year. Marquette has only lost once. And of course, Georgetown Providence, the last time these two teams met up, it was a 5-set match with the Hoyas the victors. Let's go ahead and meet our players to the watch, starting with the Friars, Allison Barber. She is 5th in the conference, averaging over 8 assists per set. She does a great job setting up the offense, expects a lot of her team out on the floor. She is one of the biggest leaders they have out on the court. And for the Hoyas, it's also their setter, Margot Pavanka. She spent the early half of the season mentoring some of the younger setters, but due to injury, she has been called upon and she has been huge for the Hoyas. She eclipsed the 1,000 assist mark last year as a sophomore, and she has stepped in and really led this team as of late. We'll have Providence versus Georgetown coming up for you next on the Big East Digital Network presented by SoFi. Welcome back to McDonough Arena. Let's go ahead and talk about our starting lineups. First of all, for the Friars, they start number 1, Sarah Rudick, number 2, Addison Root, number 3, Allison Barber, number 4, Jennifer Leitman, number 7, Brielle Malali, and Lindsay Scheibel. Their libero, number 11, Mackenzie Taylor. And for the Hoyas, getting the start tonight, for Georgetown, of course, number 1, Eva Vjosevic, the standout senior. Number 6, Peyton Wilhite. Number 12, Elisa Barbosa. Number 13, Margot Pavanka. Number 17, Michaela Surrett. And number 19, Jewel Johnson, the libero for the Hoyas, is number 2, Jessica Kusi. The head coach for Providence is Margot Royer. In her 20th season as Providence's head coach, of course, a 2009 Scranton Wall of Fame inductee. And a nice look there at Toby Renz as well, the Georgetown head coach in his 2nd season here with the Hoyas. And we are almost underway. Georgetown will be wearing the navy jerseys out on the floor. Their libero in white. Providence wearing the black jerseys out on the floor. Their libero in the silver. And you get a nice look there at a couple of the Hoyas, Elisa Barbosa and Peyton Wilhite, along with Michaela Surrett. And that is a lot of youth out on the floor for Georgetown. Both of these two teams struggling a bit with injuries, so things look a little different than they have looked at earlier junctures in the season. But when I talked with both of the head coaches for both of these two squads, one of the big themes was how proud they are of their teams, the way they have stepped up in the face of injuries and illness. And a lot of these younger players have progressed so well within their respective systems. And I think one of the exciting things about tonight's matchup is getting to see a lot of these younger players get to shine. And it is going to be Allison Barber, the setter, starting off the serve. She has 27 service aces on the year. Vjosevic with the pass. Pavanka quickly going to Surrett. It is out of bounds. Providence's point to start this first set. And as we talked about earlier, when these two teams met earlier in the year, it was a 5-set match. The Hoyas gutted it out on Providence's home floor to get the win in that match. Kusi going to Vjosevic, and great placement by the senior for the Hoyas out of Montenegro. Really a nice placement right along the line. And now Elisa Barbosa, the sophomore for Georgetown, on the serve. Barber along the net will get the point. Georgetown over the plane of the net, so it will be Providence's point. And the Friars up 2-1 very early in this first set. This is Addison Root, the senior out of Wichita, Kansas, to serve for Providence. Kusi on the pass. Pivaka looking to Barbosa. And now Taylor. It will be out of bounds. Georgetown's point. Just a little too much on it. Very close to the end line, but it was called out by the linesman. And there's a little discussion, and Toby Renz is going to challenge this call because initially it was awarded to Georgetown, but now under review by Georgetown. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching women's volleyball on the Big East Digital Network.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
Welcome back to McDonough Arena. The challenge has been reviewed, and the call in favor of the Hoyas, as you're going to see from the replay, the ball was out of bounds. A good call from the official. It was the initial call that was made. It was overturned. Toby Renz, the head coach for the Hoyas, challenged the call, and the point was awarded to the Hoyas. Jessica Kusi on the serve, a big hit by Addison Root. Now Kusi going to Barbosa in the back. What a dig by Taylor. And that will be out of bounds as well. Georgetown on a run. And it will be Kusi, the libero, to serve again. She is wearing the white jersey as the libero for the Hoyas. And another nice serve by Kusi. The block was there. Johnson was covering it. Georgetown will win the point. Jewel Johnson stepping into this lineup. She has been a huge bright spot for Georgetown over the past few games, particularly last weekend when Georgetown had to play Villanova back-to-back, and a service error for the Hoyas will give the point to the Friars. Coming into the contest is Lindsay Scheibel, number 14, and it will be Taylor, the libero, serving for the Friars. Pavanka going to Wilhite, and now Taylor setting up the right side. Nice placement by Brielle Mullally. That is a difficult spot to defend. Well placed from the right side by Brielle Mullally. Taylor again on the serve. Kusi to Pavanka, going to Vjosevic with a little finesse. And good placement again by the Friars. That was Lindsay Scheibel just into this contest with the tip. As we get another look, the perfect placement. Barbosa coming over to cover, could not get there. Pavanka to Barbosa. And a little miscommunication there. I think Mullally blocked the view of the defense. As you see, Barbosa. Wilhite on the serve, and again, a little miscommunication. Providence able to recover. Pavanka working the ball over the net. And now Pavanka to Vjosevic off the block, point Georgetown. Eva Vjosevic, the senior, has led this Hoyas team all year long. She has been very consistent. As Wilhite coming up with another nice serve for the Hoyas, and Wilhite spent a lot of this season not serving. She would rotate off the front row, but some nice serves by the freshman, and a nice play from the middle by Lindsay Scheibel, the senior out of Tampa, Florida, with the kill. Certainly what we have expected in the early goings, a very close match. Neither team really able to press the advantage. Pavanka going to Wilhite, and another big kill for Peyton Wilhite and the Georgetown Hoyas. As you see once again, Peyton Wilhite has really stepped in to that position on the right side. She and Margot Snight battling back and forth, and Peyton Wilhite continuing to up her level of play, but it's quite a luxury that Georgetown has to have two such effective players on the right side between Margot Snipe and Peyton Wilhite. Vjosevic on the serve. A nice job by Providence just to keep the ball in play. That was Jennifer Leitman. Pavanka to Barbosa. And now Kusi to Pavanka Johnson. A big block from Jennifer Leitman, the freshman. So we get another nice look. The solo block by Leitman. And now Providence has cut this lead to 1, and it will be Leitman to serve for the Friars. Johnson, the block was there again. Addison Root alongside Lindsay Scheibel. Providence doing a nice job defensively along the net, really reading the hits so well. Leitman, as Pavanka keeps the ball in play. Wilhite from the back row, off the block, point Georgetown. Michaela Surrett will check back in for the Hoyas as Jessica Kusi will head to the bench. This will be Johnson to serve for the Hoyas. Again, did not get a lot of playing time early in the year, but when I talked with Toby Renz earlier in the week, one of the big things that he had to say was how happy he was with how Jewel Johnson has developed and stepped in. Leitman, it is called out, Georgetown's point. Georgetown, like a lot of teams, really has been bitten by the injury bug. Brennan Wilhite has been out for a considerable part of the year. Lara Adekunle not available today. Barber to Scheibel. And again, it will be out of bounds. The Hoyas continuing to stretch out this lead. Jewel Johnson continuing to serve. The freshman out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Nice job by Barber to make something of that pass. Pavaka to Wilhite. And again, Peyton Wilhite from the right side has been such a big factor in this contest so far, as once again you see the height over the ball by Peyton Wilhite. And now Kendall Flaherty will check in to serve for the Hoyas. And Toby Renz, I think, looking just to mix things up with a different serve here, because Jewel Johnson very effective on her serves so far. But Flaherty has subbed in for Georgetown a lot on the year to serve. And we're going to get a timeout called here by Providence. We'll take another quick break and be right back. Georgetown leading 13-8 over Providence in the first set. Georgetown on a big run here in the first set. Kendall Flaherty back to serve for the Hoyas, and you see Peyton Wilhite, who has been so effective on the right side for Georgetown in the competition so far. Root with a nice hit from the outside. Georgetown will send the ball back over the net. That was Barbosa. Now Taylor once again going right back to Root. That one too much on it. And Georgetown will extend this lead to 6. So coming into the contest for Providence is Sarah Rudick. She is one of the freshmen for Margot Royer Johnson.
He's pulling the card.
And we're going to have the exact same situation here. The call was overturned. It was awarded to Providence, and now Toby Renz has called a challenge. And really some deja vu here. We will take another quick break and be right back. Georgetown up 13-9 in the first set. Welcome back to McDonough Arena, and Georgetown successful on the challenge once again. So we have had this exact same thing happen twice. Georgetown has challenged the call, and both times the challenge has been successful. The question has been whether the ball was out of bounds. Potentially whether there was a touch on that one. That's an ace for Kendall Flaherty. Providence thinking that one was going out of bounds. Very good placement by the freshman. And it will be Flaherty to serve again for the Hoyas. And another nice serve by Flaherty. You see why she's in the contest, serving right now for the Hoyas. Pavanka for Georgetown. And that's the experience of Margot Pavanka, our player to watch for the Hoyas. Take a look here. Pavanka, a big play on the front row. And what about Kendall Flaherty, the freshman for the Hoyas, who has come into this contest to serve. Really a specialist when it comes to serving for the Hoyas. Taylor on the pass, and what a kill from the front row. Coming into this contest was Addison Whitty, the freshman out of Troy, Missouri. And a huge substitution. Whitty coming in, side out. And it will be Whitty to serve. That was Surrett for the Hoyas. They go to Root, and Addison Root from the outside. Providence cutting this lead to 6. This is Alderson to serve for Providence. Barbosa. And that will be called out as well. So the official call was that was out. It will be Providence's serve. Alderson. A service error for Providence. And now Pavanka will serve for the first time on the evening for the Hoyas, as Alderson will come out of the contest. A service error now for Georgetown. So both teams back-to-back service errors. And now back to serve for the Friars is the setter, Barber. Both teams struggling right now to keep these serves in bounds. It will be Barbosa to serve for Georgetown. Taylor to Root. Kusi will keep the ball in play. Vjosevic off the block, point Georgetown. And we will have timeout on the floor once again. We're going to take another quick break and be right back. Georgetown leading 19-12 in the first set.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
Both teams back on the floor. No timeouts remaining for Providence in this set. Georgetown still has 2. Barbosa on the serve. Providence looking to keep the ball alive. That was Barber. Now Pavanka going to Vjosevic. 7 assists for Margot Pavanka, our player to watch in this contest so far. And 4 kills for Eva Vjosevic. This is Barbosa serving for Georgetown. that will be called out for Malali. Georgetown up by 9. Barbosa back to serve once again for the Hoyas. Taylor on the pass. Barber going to Root. Addison Root from the outside. And that was a big time play for Providence as the Friars looking to get back into this first set. Addison Root, one of the seniors on this squad. Wilhite with the tip and a nice recovery by Providence. They just could not get the ball over the net in 3. Johnson will check back in for Georgetown, and this is Kusi serving for the Hoyas. Nice serve by the sophomore Lietman on the tip. Now Kusi to set up Vjosevic. Taylor to Root on the back line. Georgetown will extend this lead, now up by 10. So far, Georgetown looking very strong on their home floor. Kusi with a service error. Now 3 service errors for Georgetown in the first set. And this is Taylor, the libero, serving for the Friars. Nice pass by Barbosa. Wilhite from the right side again. 4 kills for Peyton Wilhite in this first set. She has been huge today, and what has been so impressive about the freshman is the consistency that we have seen. Pavanka again. Georgetown will win the first set 25-14, and Margot Pavanka having a huge first set for the Hoyas. We'll be right back with the second set on the Big East Digital Network.
One of the positives about the sports business in the last couple of years, and in recent years in particular, has been the growing interest in seeing our industry become a more diverse and inclusive place.
I find it important for us to amplify the voices of those who have not traditionally had a seat at the table. As a Black African woman, my various social identities are always at the forefront of my daily interactions, from my first name, my culture, to where I'm from. So for me, diversity is about us celebrating our uniqueness as a society.
A lot of what happens in terms of diversifying workforce in the college world happens at the campus level. That's really where the core hiring takes place. The schools are responsible for hiring their directors of athletics, their staffs, their coaches. And so the conference is really a step away from that activity, but I think conferences can and should set a tone. And so in the Big East, we have tried to make diversity and inclusion a conference strategic priority. We have, for example, within our conference SAC group, designated a diversity and inclusion officer. D&I has become an important topic of discussion at SAC meetings. And our D&I officer is now included into the conference-wide diversity and inclusion working group that we've created.
I currently serve as the conference's Student Athlete Advisory Committee's Diversity and Inclusion Officer. This position is charged with ensuring that the conference carries out its commitment to inclusion for all. And I assist the conference staff in creating opportunities for student athletes from different backgrounds to come together to share and exchange ideas. I also work closely with the Big East Diversity and Inclusion Working Group.
You know, when I think about diversity, I think about the fact that diversity is a fact. When we think about inclusion, we think about inclusion being a choice. And I think if we can succeed in anything at the Big East is to impress upon everyone how inclusion isn't just a choice but a responsibility.
The Big East is committed to continuing the development of programs and initiatives that support diverse and inclusive environments for our student athletes, coaches, staff, and communities.
Our second set almost underway. Don't forget that tickets are on sale now for the 2019 Big East Volleyball Championship presented by Jeep, hosted by Marquette University as announced by the Big East and Marquette Athletics. The tournament set for November 29th and 30th at the Al McGuire Center. Friday will feature semifinal games beginning at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the Big East Championship on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Students that attend the Big East tournament and show a valid student ID can enter free of charge. To purchase tickets, visit www.bigeast.com/VB-tickets or call the Marquette University ticket office. Both teams back out on the floor. We have switched sides of the court. And Providence right now looking to find a way to get some consistent offense going. Georgetown doing a nice job in the first set with a very balanced offensive attack. That was one thing we knew was going to be very big for the Hoyas. Peyton Wilhite has 5 kills so far in this match. Eva Vjosevic has 4. Pavanka serving for the Hoyas in this second set. Leitman not able to get the ball over the net. Let's go ahead and talk about our keys for both of these two squads. First of all, overcoming injuries. We've talked about how both of these two teams have struggled with that as of late. The strong serve receive. It is something Providence struggled with in the first set. Very important for Providence. And of course, that revenge mentality after losing the first match with Georgetown in 5 on their home floor. And the keys today for Georgetown, first of all, the aggressive serves. We did see some of that in the first set, and that balanced offense. Both Peyton Wilhite, Eva Vjosevic, and Elisa Barbosa, a big part of that offensive effort. And finally, defending home floor. One thing Georgetown wanted to do was make a big statement in that first set. They did that. Wilhite just got a little under that one, and Providence will take the 1-point lead. This is Barber, who should pass the 3,000 set mark very soon. She has been starting for this Providence team since she was a freshman. Such a gritty player, and Georgetown just caught sleeping a little bit on that play. As Barber to serve again, the junior out of Woodbury, Minnesota. Again, Georgetown really struggling right now, that time on the serve receive. Allison Barber has been known to try to take this Providence team on her back and really get things going, and she is doing that right now for the Friars. This is Wilhite from the outside, and now Providence taking a huge lead here in this second set. The Friars up by 4. Barber continuing to serve, and that will be called in an ace for Allison Barber. And Toby Renz will call a timeout as we get another look here at the ace by Allison Barber. Providence up 6-1 in the second set. Welcome back to McDonough Arena. Allison Barber has had some huge serves to start out this second set, and Providence leading the Hoyas by 5. Vjosevic on the pass. They'll go right back to her on that back row. And another kill for Eva Vjosevic. Elisa Barbosa back to serve for Georgetown. The sophomore out of San Antonio, Texas. And Wilhite mistimed it. And this will send Addison Root back to serve. Georgetown not able to take advantage. Providence overpassing the ball. A nice serve by Addison Root. Pivaka going to Wilhite from the right side. And that time Wilhite with another kill. Johnson will check back in for the Hoyas as we get another look here at Peyton Wilhite from the right side. Kusi, the libero, serving for the Hoyas. Barber going to the right side. The block was there. Now Kusi to set up Vjosevic. Taylor, what a dig for Mackenzie Taylor. Pivaka to Johnson. And that connection between Margot Pivaka and Jewel Johnson was something that Toby Renz talked to me about earlier this week. They have really got good chemistry working together on the floor. Kusi on the serve. Barber going to the middle, off the block, point Providence. Janae Alderson checking in for Providence on that front row. And this is Taylor serving for the Friars. Pivaka to Wilhite, another nice dig. That was Barber on the dig. Root not able to get the ball over the net, and that will send Peyton Wilhite back to serve for the Hoyas. Barber going to Leitman, and that was a huge kill from the outside for Jennifer Leitman. Brielle Mullally checking back in for Providence. She is another one of the freshmen on the roster for Margot Royer Johnson. Nice serve by Mullally. Pivaka. Another nice play by Margot Pivaka. She has been absolutely huge for Georgetown in this match so far. As you get a look here, a little crafty there by Margot Pivaka. Georgetown down by 3. Vjosevic serving for the Hoyas. Another service error for Georgetown. This will be Leitman, the freshman out of Irvine, California, serving for Providence. Kusi on the pass. Pivaka going to Johnson. The block got a piece of it. Now Barber going to Root. That was Pivaka on the block for Georgetown. She is doing absolutely everything on the floor today alongside Jewel Johnson. Margot Pivaka having a monster day for the Hoyas. Kendall Flaherty checking in to serve for the Hoyas. Flaherty had some nice serves for Georgetown in the first. Alderson from the middle. Now Pivaka going to Barbosa. And again, Barbosa getting under it, not able to bring it down into the court of play. And this will send Alderson back to serve for the Friars. The senior out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Barbosa again, this time with the kill. And Margot Pivaka now leads everyone out on the floor with 12 assists in this competition so far. She has 3 digs as well, and that was Pivaka serving. Barber playing the ball over the net. Vjosevic from the back row. What a dig by Taylor. Kusi could not get there for the Hoyas, and now Providence up by 4. Addison Whitty checking back in. And this will be Barber. She will head over to the right side of the floor. Kusi on the pass. Pavanka going to Surratt. And now checking in for Providence is Kate McClellan as we get another nice look at the play by Michaela Surratt. Barbosa on the serve, route to Barber, and the double hit will be called against the Friars. Georgetown has cut this lead to 2. Remember, Providence opened up this set up by 5, 6-1 over the Hoyas. Barbosa on the serve, Barber going to Whitty. That was Barber on the pass, so Taylor will set up route. And now Pavanka to Vjosevic off the block point, Georgetown. Margot Pavanka is doing such a nice job distributing the ball all over the floor. And now Barbosa, a shorter serve. Barber going to the middle. Vjosevic there for the Hoyas. Pavanka to Surratt. Another nice play by Allison Barber. She is doing such an exceptional job defensively on the floor. Barber, the back set, going to Scheibel. Vjosevic. And now Taylor to play the ball over the net for the Friars. Pavanka to Surratt with the tip. Point Georgetown. We are all tied up. 12 points apiece. Margot Royer-Johnson will call the timeout. We'll take another quick break and be right back. All tied up, 12 apiece in the second.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
The Hoyas on a run to come back in the second. Michaela Surratt with the nice play for Georgetown. And you see Surratt there, number 17 on your screen, one of the freshmen on the roster for the Hoyas. And this is Barbosa serving for Georgetown. Barber going to the right side. Scheibel with a big hit. Now Barbosa from the back row. And Elisa Barbosa will head back to serve. Georgetown up by 1 after they were down by 5. And an ace for Elisa Barbosa. It was close to the line, but called inbounds by the linesman. And now Barbosa will serve again. So we get another look at the ace. Barbosa again for the Hoyas. Elisa Barbosa. I talked with her talked about her with Toby Renz earlier in the week. He told me she is one of those players that just loves the sport of volleyball. It is not a job to her to come to the gym every single day. She loves playing the game. And now Addison Root, the senior, to serve. Probably has the strongest arm on the team. Pivaka going to Surratt in the middle. And Margot Pivaka working very well with her middle hitters right now. Both Jewel Johnson and Michaela Surratt. As Georgetown has been a little gutted at that position. Both Boland, Adekunle, and Brennan Wilhite not available today. That's Taylor on the pass. Scheibel on the kill for Providence. And now Alderson checking back in for the Friars. Mackenzie Taylor to serve for Providence. The Hoyas up by 2. Taylor with the floating serve, Josevic. And now the tip by Wilhite. Barber going to Leitman, now Pivaka to Wilhite. The block was there. Janae Alderson alongside Jennifer Leitman. Janae Alderson averaging .73 blocks per set for Providence. The short serve by Taylor. Pivaka to Vjosevic. And that is what Eva Vjosevic has done all year long for the Hoyas. Look at this placement by Eva Vjosevic. Wilhite on the serve. Now Barber going to Leitman. Could not get the tip over the net. And now Peyton Wilhite to serve again, the freshman, who has just continued to get better and better, but a service error there for Peyton Wilhite will send Brielle Mullally back to serve. We've been talking a lot about players stepping in because of injured teammates, and Brielle Mullally has done a nice job for the Friars. Pivaka to Johnson, and it will be Providence's point. The net violation on Jewel Johnson. And now just a 1-point advantage for the Hoyas. Kelly Chen will come into the competition for the first time. Pivaka trying to save it. The Friars tying things up 18 all. And now Mullally continuing to serve. Such a versatile player is Brielle Mullally, and what a dig by Mackenzie Taylor. We'll go back to Leitman. And Jennifer Leitman with a big kill from the outside. Brielle Mullally is playing right side, even though she's a setter. Sometimes she is the secondary setter on the team. Probably one of the best serves on this squad for Providence. Such a versatile player. Leitman again called in bounds for Jennifer Leitman. And now a 2-point advantage for Providence. Another nice kill for the freshman. Mullally on the serve. And Providence on a big run. They're actually going to say that's off the block. And Margot Royer Johnson heading over. It looks like she wants to challenge the call. She does. So we will take another quick break and be right back. Providence leading 2019 over the Hoyas in the second. Vjosevic with the service error. So not exactly sure what happened there. It looked like Royer Johnson was trying to challenge the call, but the challenge did not happen. And now Georgetown down by 2 will take a timeout. So now we will take a quick break and be right back. Providence up by 2 over the Hoyas in the second set.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
Providence with a big second set after dropping the first against the Hoyas. And you get a look there at Margot Royer Johnson, the head coach for Providence. Her team coming out all fired up here in the second. And it will be Liebman serving for the Friars. Just could not get over the net, did not get the friendly roll off the tape. Flaherty and Surratt checking in for Georgetown. It will be Kendall Flaherty serving for the Hoyas. Again, Flaherty, a specialist on the serve. Alderson called for the double hit. And now the Hoyas have tied things up 21-all. After that timeout call by Toby Rems. Remember that Providence has 1 timeout remaining in this second set. Flaherty on the serve. Liebman just rolled over her arm. And a substitute will come in for Providence. It is Katie McClellan. She is a defensive specialist for the Friars. And Flaherty, the service error. A rare miscue there on the serve by Kendall Flaherty. Jessica Kusi will come back on the floor for Georgetown. This is Alderson on the serve. Chen on the pass. Surratt with the tip. And that was expertly handled by Michaela Surratt. She had the big approach, appearing like she was going to come over on the slide for a big hit, and then she mixed it up. And Margot Royer Johnson will call that final timeout of this second set. Georgetown up 23-22 over the Friars. It has been back and forth in this set. Let's go ahead and take a look at our leaderboard. Eva Vjosevic, 8 kills in the match. She leads everyone. Lindsay Scheibel and Peyton Wilhite both have 6. Michaela Surratt has 4. Margot Pavanka has had a monster day so far for the Hoyas. She has 19 assists in this competition so far. Her counterpart, Allison Barber, has 9 assists. She also has 6 digs in this competition. I've talked a little bit about the defense of Allison Barber today. I have been so impressed with her work on the floor, as well as Mackenzie Taylor, the libero for Providence. Margot Pavanka also with 6 digs in the contest, and Lindsay Scheibel leads everyone out on the floor with 3 blocks so far in this competition. Both teams heading back out onto the floor. The Hoyas up by 1 after winning the first set. And it is Pavanka serving for the Hoyas, and Margot Pavaka with a huge serve. A little miscommunication there by Providence, and no timeouts for Margot Royer, so she is going to send in a substitute to just stop play right now and to change things up. Jennifer Leitman will head back on the floor. Pavaka, and what a nice play by Lindsay Scheibel just to keep the ball in play. Surratt, actually that was Wilhite with the exclamation point. Georgetown will win the second 25-22. Let's take another look. The big hit by Peyton Wilhite. We'll take another quick break and be right back with the third. Georgetown up 2-0. You're watching volleyball on the Big East Digital Network.
When my time came to stop coaching, I was very fortunate that I didn't have to go cold turkey. I was able to start the Big East Conference, and we came across the sky like a meteor.
One recruiting year that they had that really turned everything around was the Ewan Mullen Pinckney recruiting year. It changed the face of Eastern basketball probably forever.
We just believed in ourselves, and a lot of hard work on everybody's part.
Every March, Madison Square Garden is home to everything that is college basketball.
Put on your red shoes and dance the blues.
What? How's the weather? Yeah. It's snowing out. It's a blizzard, but we ain't gonna stop.
Rightly, there were questions early on about whether the Big East could withstand the test of reconfiguration, and I think if you were here, we've done that and more.
It's a monster league now. Last man standing, bring the flag. Tough to coach in, but great for spectators and great to play in. The march of the Big East goes on.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
Our third set almost underway once again. We want to remind you that tickets are on sale for the 2019 Big East Volleyball Championship presented by Jeep, hosted by Marquette University as announced by the Big East and Marquette Athletics. The tournament is set for November 29th and 30th at the Al McGuire Center. Friday will feature semifinal games beginning at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the Big East Championship on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Students that attend the Big East tournament and show a valid student ID can enter free of charge. To purchase tickets, visit www.bigeast.com/VBtickets or call the Marquette University ticket office at 414-288-4668. Both teams back out on the floor. It is a must-win set coming up for Providence after dropping the 2, and you get a nice look there at Providence head coach Margot Royer-Johnson. As we've talked about, one of the biggest storylines for her squad has been overcoming those injuries. They have 7 players on their roster that do not even dress out for the games because of all the injuries that they have had. It has been some growing pains for this team, but of course the silver lining, she's had so many of these young players step in, perform very well, and get a lot of important experience. And this will be Allison Barber starting off the third set to serve for the Friars. Barbosa, and now Vjosevic, too much on it. Providence with the first point of the third set, and it will be Barber to serve again. So Allison Barber, one of the leaders on this squad. Barbosa to Pavaka, the tip by Wilhite. And now Root with a tip of her own. Pavaka will go to Wilhite, and a nice play by the Friars. That was Sarah Rudick, the freshman out of Austin, Texas, as we get another look here. As you see Rudick with a nice play on the front line. The service error for Allison Barber. And now Elisa Barbosa will serve for the Hoyas. Barber. And a big block from the front line. That's Michaela Surratt and Peyton Wilhite, 2 freshmen for Georgetown, coming up with the play. Barbosa will serve again for the Hoyas. And Sarah Rudick not able to set up for a big hit from that right side. Now Georgetown on a bit of a run here in the third. The service error for the Hoyas, and that has been a storyline here today for both of these two squads in terms of the service errors. It has been fairly evenly distributed between the two, but Georgetown, as of late, has had many more. They have 9 on the day so far. The double hit will be called against the Hoyas. And this is Addison Root serving again for Providence. Kusi on the pass. Pivaka to Barbosa from the back line. Now Barber going to the middle. Surratt keeps the ball in play. Wilhite from the right side. Now Barber off the block. A big play for Alina Leardithru. Root will continue to serve for Providence. Kusi on the pass. Pivaka over to Vjosevic. The block got a piece of it. Now Barber Going to the right side. Kusi will get there for the Hoyas. Surratt right down the middle for Georgetown. Just get another nice look here at Michaela Surratt. You see the placement, the vision of Michaela Surratt. Kusi serving for the Hoyas. Root on the pass. Barber going to the outside. Another nice dig for Jessica Kusi. And now Wilhite into the block. Providence with a huge point. The Friars up by 2. This is Mackenzie Taylor, the libero, to serve for the Friars.
Keep challenging. They wiping off the floor.
And it looks like I'm just going to wipe off the floor just a bit, and that is what the stoppage is out on the court. And now heading back to serve for Providence is Mackenzie Taylor, the sophomore out of Holbrook, New York. Barbosa on the pass. Pivanka going to Vjosevic. A nice block by Providence. The Hoyas will go right back to Vjosevic, and Providence will extend this lead up by 3. It will be Taylor serving again for Providence. Both teams have both of their timeouts remaining in this set. Johnson down the line. And Toby Renz told me that when Georgetown played Villanova for the second time last week, he thought Jewel Johnson had the best hit of the entire match when you think about both teams, and it looked about like that one that you just saw right there. So we have got another challenge on the floor contesting whether that hit was in or out of bounds. We'll take another quick break and be right back. Providence leading the Hoyas 7-5 in the third. Challenge is in Georgetown's favor. That ball called inbounds off the kill by Jewel Johnson. That is Wilhite on the serve. And a nice hit by Brielle Mullally, the freshman out of Garden Grove, California. And this will be Mullally to serve for the Friars. Serve by the freshman. Pivanka going to Vjosevic, and her timing is just off today for the Hoyas. You can see the frustration on the face of Eva Vjosevic. It will be Mullally to serve again for the Friars. Vjosevic on the pass. Barbosa playing the ball over the net. Now Barber off the slide. It's Scheibel. Lindsay Scheibel with the kill. Providence up by 5. Georgetown will call a timeout. We'll take another quick break and be right back. The Friars up by 5 over Georgetown.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
Providence on a big run here in the third set. It is a must-win set for the Friars, and they have been playing with that urgency. Pavaka trying to play the ball over the net. She will go to Vjosevic, the kill for Eva Vjosevic. And it will be the senior to serve for the Hoyas. Looking to come back in the third, just like they did in the second. The Hoyas were down by 5 in the second set. Barber going to Lindsay Scheibel. She got over top of the ball. That was a huge kill. This is Emma Fink to serve. Short serve by Fink. Pavaka going to Barbosa. Off the block, point Georgetown. Kendall Flaherty and Michaela Surrett will check back in for the Hoyas. Kusi will momentarily head off the court, the libero. And this is Flaherty. She will serve the freshman. Barber. The tip by Lindsay Scheibel. Kusi will come back in for the Hoyas. Rudick will come back in for the Friars as we get another nice look there at the tip. And again, the vision of Lindsay Scheibel, seeing exactly where the block was and going right to the outside of it. It is Scheibel on the serve. Pavaka with the placement. It's really the signature play from Margot Pavaka. She has done that several times today. And again, she's the most experienced setter that the Hoyas have. Taylor will play the ball over the net. Pavaka to Barbosa. And that was a big kill for Elisa Barbosa. Not one of the taller players out on the floor, but she really holds her own when it comes to playing from that outside position. So Addison Whitty back on the floor for Providence. Pavaka serving, and that will be called in bounds. The ace for Margot Pavaka. Again, she is our player to watch for the Hoyas, and she has been a standout on the floor here today. Pavaka again on the serve, and another ace, back-to-back aces for Margot Pavaka. Back out on the floor is Barber for Providence. She will replace Whitty, and we'll get a timeout on the floor. Georgetown cutting this lead to 1. The Friars up 12-11 in the third. The Hoyas, a bit of a comeback here in the third set, led by the junior setter Margot Pavaka, the lefty back to serve for the Hoyas. Now Barber going to the outside to Root. And Georgetown will tie things up 12 all. When I talked with Toby Renz about his setter, Margot Pavanka, we talked about the fact that early in the season, Emma Plotnicki, as we get another ace by Pavanka, Emma Plotnicki won that starting role, and he had a conversation with Pavanka telling her to just stay engaged, and she did that all season long. She never checked out. She has continued to improve from last year. She has helped her team in so many ways, and she has been such a standout on the evening for the Hoyas. This is Pavanka to Surrett. Barber going to Alderson. And now Pavanka to Wilhite. Peyton Wilhite with another kill from the right side. And Margot Pavanka is taking this Hoyas squad on her back behind some strong serves, and that will be an error. And that has really been the biggest blemish on the day for Georgetown, has been all the service errors, now in double digits. So this will be Barber serving for the Friars. Barbosa on the pass. Surrett, it will be called out. Providence tying things up once again, 14 all. Allison Barber will head back to serve. Again, she is only a junior for Providence. And another nice serve by Allison Barber, hit the net. Wilhite, and that will be called out. Providence will retake the lead. As you look there at the Georgetown bench and head coach Toby Renz in his second season with Georgetown. Barber, too much on it for Barber, so the serving woes really continuing for both of these two squads. Barbosa now serving for the Hoyas. 10 service errors for the Hoyas, 5 for the Friars. Alderson on the pass. Barber will go right back to her. She just got under it. Could not bring the ball down into the court. Barbosa continuing to serve. Fink on the pass. And Surrett from the middle. Both she and Alderson were trying to make the play. And it's Michaela Surrett for the Hoyas. Taylor trying to get there. Madison Root is going to check back in for Providence. Barbosa on the serve. Barber going to Root, and another block by Surrett. Georgetown will extend this lead to 3, and Michaela Surrett, the freshman, so strong on that front line. Providence will call timeout. We'll take another quick break and be right back. Georgetown up by 3 in the third set.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
Georgetown trying to close out this match in 3. Meanwhile, Providence trying to keep the match alive. It is Barbosa serving for the Hoyas. Her squad up by 3. Providence just took their last timeout, and a big kill from the middle by Sarah Rudick. And it will be Addison Root serving for the Friars. Pivaka to Surratt. It will be called out. Providence cutting this lead to 1. Addison Root continuing to serve. Her team looking to tie things up. A floating serve as Pivaka goes to Wilhite. The block got a piece of it. Kusi on the pass. Pivaka to Vjosevic. And now Taylor to set up Mullally. And into the net was Pivaka. So Providence will get the point. Addison Root continuing to serve. And this timed by Kusi, an ace for Addison Root. And now Georgetown will call their first timeout of this set. We'll take another break as well. We'll be right back. Providence up by 1 in the 3rd.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
Welcome back to McDonough Arena. Providence up by 1 in the 3rd. And this is Addison Root serving for the Friars. Kusi on the pass. Pivaka to Vjosevic. The block got a piece of it. Now Barber going to Fink. Surratt was there for the Hoyas. It will be Fink again. Kusi on the pass. Pivaka to Wilhite. And a net violation by the Friars. A nice rally by both teams. And both teams doing a nice job defensively on the net, really active. This is Kusi to serve for the Hoyas. And it looks like we have a challenge on the floor. We'll take another quick break and be right back, all tied up 19 apiece in the 3rd set.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
You have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
Welcome back to McDonough Arena. And the challenge will go in the Hoyas' favor. It will be Jessica Kusi serving for the Hoyas again. We are all tied up 19 apiece. We have had a number of challenges in this competition so far. Kusi on the serve. Taylor to Barber from the middle is Sarah Rudick. And that was a big-time kill by Sarah Rudick. Really an exclamation point by Sarah Rudick. And this is Taylor, the libero. Just another one of those special players that has stepped in, really the unsung hero for this squad. If you talk to Margot Royer Johnson, so this is Wilhite to serve for the Hoyas. Short serve, Barber going to Scheibel. Now Pavaka to Barbosa. Taylor to Fank. The dig by Peyton Wilhite, and now Vjosevic from the outside. Fink on the tip. Peyton Wilhite playing some nice defense in the contest. What a rally. Vjosevic will end it. Probably the best rally that we have had in this contest as we get another look here. You see Vjosevic, the block touched it. Providence could not recover. And the block again. Jewel Johnson for the Hoyas. Neither team has timeouts remaining. And it's going to be Peyton Wilhite to serve. Barber finding Malali. And that was a big play by the freshman Brielle Malali. I have to tell you, I have been so impressed with Malali. And of course, Taylor, two of these players who have stepped in today for Margot Royer Johnson. Pavaka to Jewel Johnson. Pavaka again with the tip. She has been so strong on the afternoon so far. A 2-point lead for the Hoyas. This is Vjosevic serving. Taylor to Fank, called in bounds, and that was a big time kill for Emma Fink. Kelly Chen will check in for the Hoyas. She will replace Wilhite. And this is Fink serving for the Friars. Vjosevic. And Now Barbosa, Elisa Barbosa on the kill. That is the 28th assist for Margot Pavanka. She is almost averaging 10 assists per set. Flaherty for match point. Barber keeping it alive. Taylor. And the kill for Addison Root. Kusi checking in for the Hoyas. And Providence is going to switch things up here. Scheibel will come out of the contest. This is Natalie Benson entering the contest for the first time to serve. Benson is a sophomore defensive specialist. Chen on the pass. Pavanka going to Barbosa. Now Root. And we're going to get a challenge here, I think, on that call because the official looked like he was going to call it in and then called it out of bounds. You see the green card in the hands of Margot Royer Johnson. So a challenge call on the floor. We will take another look at it. And you're going to see the official seem to waver just a little bit. We're going to try to get another look here. And it looks just over the line from that angle. We will see what the official call is. If the call stands, Georgetown will win the match in 3. If the call is reversed, Providence will keep play going. And we're going to get another look here so you can try to see from a different angle. It is a close call. So we will await the official determination. But a close call, and what a way to potentially decide this match between these two teams. As you see the official there reviewing the tape. It has been a big game, however, for the Hoyas. One of the keys to this game was defending their home court. If this call stands, they will win this match in 3. But as you continue to look at the replay, you see just how close the call is. Taking a look at the statistics for the Hoyas, 28 assists, 6 digs, and 4 aces for Margot Pavanka. So let's take one more look at this again from our vantage point. It does appear to be the right call. So we're going to take another look here, and the ball does appear to be out of bounds. That's the best angle we have to clearly see the call. It appears that the linesman did make the correct call, but certainly I think a very appropriate challenge call here by Margot Royer Johnson. Because as we can see from that replay, it is extraordinarily close. Toby Renz on the Hoyas bench. And we will see the official call, and it will go in the Hoyas' favor. Georgetown will win in 3 today. We will take a quick break and be right back with Georgetown head coach Toby Renz. You're watching women's volleyball on the Big East Digital Network.
have 4 years to help you figure out the meaning of life. Do you realize what a great gift this is?
I think of college as a moment of pilgrimage.
You'll go places you never thought you'd go. You'll meet people you never thought you'd meet. And you will experience things that are so rich that you can hold on to them forever.
Joined by Georgetown head coach Toby Renz. Coach, after your team won at Providence in 5 sets, you knew they were going to be looking for revenge today. What did your team do so well to win in 3?
I think our attitude and effort was great today. I thought we kept our composure really good throughout. So we got off to a pretty good start in the first set, definitely. But I really am super pleased with Margot Pavanka. I thought she did a phenomenal job of running the offense, executed our scouting report, and just kept her composure. Good job serving back there. She couple of huge defensive digs for us, and offensively we noticed that. I told her yesterday she had the green light just to swing away and tip or throw, and she did that, and I think she really kept them off balance. She sided out for us a couple of times when she was in the front row, and a couple of rotations where we've had a little trouble in the past, and we got through those, but yeah, she's a really big catalyst for us.
One of our keys to the game for your team was the balanced offense, getting a lot of people involved. I thought your team did that today, but one standout for me was Peyton Wilhite. Can you talk about the freshman?
Absolutely. And she delivered today, and people know her. They prepare for her now, and I think she's been getting better and better every week. Super pleased with where she's at. Her attitude and effort is really great. She's just worked really hard, and I think she's gotten better during the course of the season. I think the connection with her and Margot, they both worked on it. We talked about that a little bit the other day, and Margot does a really good job of getting her some one-on-one balls, and then Peyton is making great decisions with it and moving the ball around. She doesn't have just one shot. She has a number of different shots, and I think she's seeing the defense really well, seeing the block, and making good decisions.
Your team, like a lot of teams, of course, has had a number of injuries. Can you just talk about what the team was able to do today, some players stepping in to overcome those injuries?
Sure. We talked a lot actually about who do you play for, and challenging every player from that standpoint, and whether it's the teammate that's sitting in the stands and can't go out there physically, and I think that was reflected tonight. I think it's a very close-knit team. They work hard, and yeah, we've had our challenges of adversity, that's for sure, but I like the resiliency, I like the bounce back, and tonight was a great example of that. I thought it was a really good indication of who we are, and we came to play and executed our game plan really well.
Well, congratulations, Coach. A huge win here on your home floor. And that will do it for us here tonight from McDonough Arena. Thanks so much for joining us. You've been watching volleyball on the Big East Digital Network.